Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and in this video we're going to be checking out a new app that is coming from the folks at Streamlabs, and it's called Melon. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member by clicking one of the links below. So I am really excited. I actually had the good folks at Streamlabs give me an opportunity to check out their app Melon that is still in beta, but they wanted some input and some feedback on what they could do to actually improve the whole application, which I think is kind of awesome. So they gave me an account and I've been playing around with it, and I want to kind of take you along with me to what this app actually offers, and to see, especially since I come from a media ministry standpoint, just wondering how can this be integrated into your media ministry. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so what is Melon? Well, similar to a bunch of other programs, this is a web-based streaming platform. So it's not like you need software like vMix or OBS or anything like that. All of it is integrated and goes through the web. So it will pull from your webcam, if you have one, or your capture device, kind of like I am using a AJaytheCEO right now, because I obviously am using my ATEM for this, but the ATEM can actually be detected as well too. Really straightforward. You can stream to, it already says it on the screen, but you can stream to 4 platforms at the same time. Very simple, really no hardware needed except for just your webcam and your mic, which really simplifies this for those who want to get to live streaming but are dealing with all the equipment, like, oh, what do I need to do and all this other stuff. So let's go ahead and log in. Well, actually, let's just go through some of the features first. So like I said, it allows you to stream without really needing any hardware and stuff like that, because all the heavy lifting is handled on their side. Obviously, you need to have some form of upload to send your main video to the service. Then they handle the stream from there. So encoding and all that stuff, you don't need to worry about. So like I said, it's nothing to install, no complicated setup. We'll get into the guests as well too, but your guests don't need to have an account. Similar, kind of like vMix Call, but we're going to test all that stuff out as well too. Multi-streaming is built in, so you don't need a service like Caster or Restream. It allows you to stream to multiple platforms at the same time, which is really cool. Like I said, you're not dependent on your own hardware. Out of all the people, all the calls and comments I get from people asking about live streaming, majority of the questions and the issues are people trying to live stream with equipment that's really not capable of handling your live stream. Now, when it comes to using something like this, the only thing you really need to be concerned about is the upload, so that your video from your local is going to their system. Their systems are handling everything like we talked about. So, encoder overload issues or anything like that, or making sure your GPU and your CPU and your memory, you don't have to worry about none of that. All right, and it streams broadcast your way 1080p. You can put your own logo and all the other stuff like that. So it's really cool. You'll have real-time chat like I do on some of my videos where I'm using vMix Social that brings in comments. This is already built in, so you don't have to worry about that. And a lot of features that you would have with like Zoom or anything like that, where you want to share your screen, you want to do a whiteboard or something like that, that's natively built in. So that's awesome as well too. You can also schedule your streams. So say you want to actually make an appointment or set up an event or something like that, you can schedule through this and it will stream to those platforms at the given time that you set. You can actually record. And I believe the recording is on your side. I'm not 100% on how much storage space that is, but we shall see. Now, from a pricing standpoint, the basic is free. Yay. And it looks like my account, I'm probably logged into the wrong account because they gave me the pro to test this out. So we're going to take care of that. But the free one allows you to streaming limits, and let's see what that is, up to 4 hours. So you can only stream for 4 hours. If you're trying to do an all-day gaming session, that might be a problem. Or if you have a church service that's longer than 4 hours, I don't know what type of church service you're going for, maybe a convocation or something like that. But for a typical type of stream that you're doing, I think this would be great. That would fit inside that. And then if you wanted to bring in a guest that's remote, you can have one person with that, and you have limited branding. And of course, you're going to have maybe a watermark to say probably Melon or where it's from. All of that stuff gets removed when you go to kind of the pro. Right now, it is in beta. So if you sign up for it, you get $15. It's at $15 a month, but when it goes live, it's going to be $25. Now, there's going to be a link in the description to a referral code that helps this channel out, that if you're interested in it, you can use that to come on board with Melon if you're interested in checking it out. So again, you can 1080p, VIP support, stream recording, custom RTMP, multi-streams, and things like that. So it looks like the multi-streaming is behind a pay gate, so you can't do that with the basic. Well, that's kind of understandable. And yeah. So let's go ahead and log in and let's see what everything is. I want to make sure my other camera is set up so we can see what this is. And of course, I'm not going to show you my information when I'm logging in. So let's cut over here and log in and let's see what's behind the curtain. All right, now, so when you decide to sign up for this, you have multiple options that you could do. So if we click over here on login, you could log in directly to your YouTube, well, using your YouTube account, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, or with a straight email. So let me go ahead and log in that way. But say, let me just actually stop. Let me say if I go to my YouTube one or Facebook, let's do YouTube. We'll click here, we get a little pop-up, and we would get our information. We pick whichever account, and then it will pass us through that way. But like I said, I actually am using my email address, so let's go ahead and log in that way. All right, folks, here it is. Let's go ahead and look through the tour, because this is pretty much after you log in. This is the pro account, so I'll try and highlight the differences between the one that we talked about based off the basic and the pro. So let's go jump down here to the bottom. If you're familiar with any of these other type of web-based or standalone programs, even like Facebook, YouTube does the same thing. You come down here, we pick our mic. We can mute by just clicking here. Or if we come in here, we can select our input here, whichever one we decide to use. And then where do we want that output to go? That's important if you're wearing headphones. Normally when I do a Zoom call or any type of thing like that, I'm in headphones so I don't hear echo. Even though it has an option to do echo cancellation, I always just have headphones on. So that's why you can pick which one of these that you want. Pretty straightforward. And then you have the same options when it comes to video. So my AJaytheCEO tab is not showing up, but I think that's just because I had it unplugged. Let's do a refresh of this real quick. And there we go. I don't know why this UTAP does this. But anyway, as you can see, I have my camcorder running over there. So yay. All right. And we have screen share, which is really slick. I'm going to show you how you can actually use this if you're using this for a church and you're like, how do I get scripture and lyrics? I think you're going to like what I'm getting ready to show you. But let's go through the other stuff. We have our show chat over here. Got private chat as well as the stream chat. So you can send a private message to a specific person in the stream. I'm going to skip over edit screen real quick, but we can go to schedule. This is where you can schedule a live stream. So you can first, obviously you would have to be linked to something, and I'm going to link to Vimeo here. Let me open up a new window so I can do that off screen here. But you can pick any of these. So if you, even though it does custom RTMP, which is behind the pay gate, if you did have that and you wanted to stream to any other place other than this, you could point this to like Restreamcast or Splitstream, Mobcrush, one of the many multicasting services. If there are more places you want to stream to outside of this, so that would work. So this is what I would use for Vimeo. So let me pull up my test credentials and I will add that real quick. So we link, we'll say it's Vimeo, and I have this blocked out and blurred on purpose. And put our stream key in there. Boom. Now we're linked. Now I'm wondering, could you add more than that? No. So, but that's the one I have active right now. So, okay, so that's next. And then now you could pick the date and time of where you want this to stream to. So I would say MelonApp test stream. Checking out MelonApp. All right, so we can schedule this, and I'll say this is at, I don't know, 7 o'clock, an hour from now. Boom. So that's it. We can copy this link, and this is what you might want to send to your guests. So I'm going to go ahead and save this because I will be using that later on. All right. So once you have your schedule, you could go to your studio, but I'm not going to do that right now. All right. So as you can see, we have an update here saying that we have something scheduled. So that's awesome. Now let's go back over here to the left. And as you see, I am showing my UTAP right now, and you have some suggested views of this. So I could click on this one, and then it's going to give me a bar around it, and we can make it smaller if we want to. There also are others. So if we had other people in here, you could do something like that, which is cool, which I want to jump over to. So let's say I'm going to come over here and invite a guest. So this copies a link. And just so you see what it looks like, that link is just a path, and it changes every time. So there's no point in you trying to copy it and go to it because it's going to be dead by the time y'all see this. But I'm going to go ahead and log into my other computer over here. All right, so we are here on my laptop. So let's go ahead and log in to the Melon app. All right, now as you can see, it's picking me up. It's not detecting my mic, but I think that's because I probably have the mic actually disabled on the computer. But let's give this a name, AJ's laptop. All right, we got our settings. We're using an integrated camera, adjusting mic, boom. All right, let's join. All right, as you can hear, it said AJ's laptop has joined. So now let me move my laptop out of the way here and put it on the floor. Let's switch back over here. And now let's see. As you can see, now we have a guest. So I can easily, now if we go back to what we were originally talking about, our other suggestions, now we can do different things. Like let's say, let's do a 2-person, let's show. And boom, now we can have different layouts here. You can see my ashy elbow there. We can change different layouts. And some layouts are different based off of what else we're doing. So if we're doing some type of screen share or something like that, that would work as well too. Now let me put my regular camera up here because I'm looking here. So as you can see, we got both of those here, and you can turn those on and off depending on whichever one you want to do. And let's go back to full screen. All right. So we can add both people. And again, I have the Pro, so I can add, I think, up to four or five people. Can't remember the amount, but off the top of my head. But so you got that type of suggestion of layout. We got this one where it's a picture-in-picture. I don't like that one because it's showing my elbow. You have kind of like the news broadcaster type of thing, whereas everybody is side by side, which I think would be cool. You also have one main person over here, and then you have everybody else in smaller windows. Awesome. So let's go ahead and just go back to my regular one. Now, the thing that we did skip, let's go over to our edit screen. Now in here, this is where you can change your name. So I'll change this to AJ, the CEO. Or you can say your church, whatever, something like that, media ministry, or whoever's running the live stream if you're using this product. And let's say we want to come over here and enable 1080p, which is locked behind the Pro level. All right, now for recording, we can check that off, and we have an option to record, which is cool. We can also turn off participants' names if we don't want to see that. That's on the main window here. So like if I do this, and let's go back to our side-by-side. See, it turns the name off. If I turn them on, boom, we have AJ the CEO. Then we have AJ's laptop. We can turn off our audio status so that we don't need to show that icon. And the TTS, or text to speech, was what you heard. It announced my name when it came in, reading the name that we typed in. That's an option. It all depends how you want to do that. Alrighty, so let's go to some other things. So we have this typical logo right here, which you cannot change in the basic, but we can. So let's go ahead and upload an image. Let's upload the AJ the CEO logo here. And boom, there you go. Now you can put your church logo, anything like that, to brand it if you want to, which I think is cool, or you could turn it off. But again, that is on the Pro. The other one, in the basic, you're going to be stuck with the powered by MelonApp thing right there, which is fine. All right, now our banner is this little doodad right here. Now you can always turn that off or on. Or you can come in here and adjust this. So you know me, I like my red here. And then you can change the font. You can change the message. Now I'll say first look. MelonApp, first look. Something like that. So I can keep that banner on here. Or I can turn it off. Like I said, we can change the background, the text color, all that other cool stuff. Now we also have this ticker that is going down here that you can turn on or off. Now for me, from a church standpoint, I think this is awesome because what you could do is use that for an unobtrusive way of showing options for online giving. Now that happens to be one of the suggestions that I gave the team at MelonApp from a church perspective, which I think will be cool, is to embed a way for online giving, whether it be connecting to the API for PayPal, Stripe, Cash App, anything to where it doesn't take them out away from the stream, and it might do a pop-up, something like that. That's what I submitted as a suggestion. We'll see if they do anything with that. All right, so for me, I would say consider, well, you can give to this ministry using Cash App and send to, well, by using Cash App, by sending to $AJ the CEO. So you could have something like that. And again, you can change the color bar. I like the black. And you can change the text color. And especially if you're using this for a ministry, whether it be a Bible study or something like that, or even just a regular typical service, this could work, and you can just selectively turn this on and off whenever you want to, because you don't need to necessarily leave it up the entire time of your stream. And now you can also change your background here. And with the Pro, you can change it to different backgrounds. So let's say we're going to use our missionary stuff. So we'll upload that. And boom, there you go. I mean, it doesn't make sense because you can't see it, but it's there. And let's pick something else. Like, let's do this constellation here. That's kind of cool. And you have other options, or like you saw, we can add our own to this. You can put your own type of branding. I mean, which I guess if you have the Pro, you can actually put your branding in the background, just make it up and out of the way, depending on how your layout is going to be. And that would be cool as well, too. All right. So far, so good. Now, what we're going to do is, what else can we do integrating this for ministry? Now, what if you want to do lower thirds? I'm not finding any lower thirds directly here. So how can you integrate this? That's where, if you were using this, the person who's running this, I would run this and then run your presentation software on this same system. So I'm going to open up Worship Extreme. And I'm going to show you how I would use this if I was doing this. Now, I have 3 monitors here. So I'm looking at one, but this could still work. Well, yeah, you would still need to probably do this with, you need at least 2 to do this. All right. So what I'm going to do is bring up a scripture here, and I have that shown. So say you have a minister laptop down here, and they want to talk. Let's bring this up here. All right, so say they're right here, and we want to go over James using the King James Version, James chapter 2. Now, this is a guest that's remoted in, but whoever is actually going to be controlling this, the main host running MelonApp, they could do a screen share. And if I come over here and do that, as you can see, and my screen is in the way, I have on my other monitor, I have the output from Worship Extreme. So if I do that, and now I have some more options for sharing. So I want to share this, and as you can see, now I am using this layout with a big image, and then I have the screen share, which happens to be the presentation software that I'm using, is sharing. So I'm switching through here. Now we're going to James 2:2. For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring, they can be doing that. They could be doing this the same way with notes, anything like that. Now, again, as you can see, there is a little bit of a delay, obviously, because we're going all the way up in the internet, coming back down to MelonApp. That's the same with everything. You got to give it a little bit of time. But say we bring in my other one here at the same time. So as you can see, we can integrate this. There are different layouts to this as well too. But I think we're limited to just when you're screen sharing like this, we can use a smaller image or a bigger image. So that's cool. So let me turn off my laptop one. And that way, you can, if you were doing this for scripture or your notes or whatever that you're preaching about, boom, there you go. You can just go from here, and now everybody can do this. Now, again, if you have somebody that's proficient enough, they can do this themselves. They just got to make sure they have 2 monitors so that they can do this. One to keep MelonApp up so they can see what's going on, but then at the same time, it is going over to your presentation software. All right. Now I'm going to come out of full screen mode, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go live, and we're going to connect to Vimeo. Do next, and we're going to call this MelonApp live stream, and we're going to go live. A description is required. Oh, okay. Testing out live streaming with MelonApp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, boom, we are live. Now, let's go ahead and get a copy of our stream. Now, I don't know how, okay, it's not available because I'm using Vimeo, and that's fine, but we are going to go to the link directly, and boom, there we go. Now, as you can see, we are streaming at 1080p. Yay. Now, Vimeo is a little bit different. Even though the chat is available, I don't have chat turned on the stream. So while we're doing this, let's go ahead and add let's go stream to a different place. Now, unless I am missing something, it doesn't look like you can add another stream on the fly. You would need to actually have started that way, which is understandable. All right, so let's go ahead and stop this stream. Yep, we're going to end the stream. It was great. And all right, so it says a reload is required before we stream again. So let's refresh. And we are still live over here, but it looks like it kicked me off on the invite. Okay, so let's do another invite here. All right, so again, it announced that AJ's laptop has joined. Let me turn my picture-in-picture back on. All right, so as you can see, the laptop is just a tad bit slow. All right, so let's go ahead and share this. We're gonna share that one, and let's do it like this with our background. And what we're gonna do now is let's connect it to Twitch, and that way we can see what this looks like. All right, so we are now connected to Twitch. And I'm wondering, should I try and connect it to Facebook too? Nah, because I don't know who's going to try and jump on this, and I don't want to do a lot of editing. All right, so we're going to do MelonApp test 2. Another test of MelonApp. All right, so now we're going to go live here, but I'm going to bring up another account so that I can log into Twitch and check this out. So I am going to look at, I'm gonna go check out my page here. Now it says okay. I was getting ready to say it says I'm offline, but here we go. We're live here. Yep, and there's the audio. So what I want to do now is send a message here. Hello, AJ. Sir Triggerlot is here. All right. So as you can see, there's our chat. So you can see it, and it looks like there's no way to bring this up, like as in a integrate and display the notifications of whoever. So like in a Q&A session. So I guess folks at Streamlabs, MelonApp, I would really like a way to integrate and bring up and share and show any comments like they're as like in a lower third or something like that. That would be cool. All right, so here in our chat options, we can do a chat filter so you can stop people from saying some derogatory stuff here. Profanity we'll turn on to block that is. Pause chat, scroll only, chat appearance. So you can timestamp for new messages, sure. And cool. All right, so we can see our messages there. We can interact. Again, we can go back to our screen share of sharing scripture. And just by clicking on it, kind of like these are your inputs, your sources of what you want to use. You can click on it and boom, there you go. So we can have a discussion of you and somebody saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you know what? A scripture comes to mind. Could you bring up, hey, AJ, could you bring up the scripture? Sure. And AJ will be the one who's hosting this, and you can do a screen share. Now, you can do a screen share from the other side. So let me stop the screen share from here, and then let's cut over to the laptop, and we have a screen share option as well too. And obviously I don't really have anything up. I can say, hey, let's share this document. All right, so now I'm sharing it, but again, it's dependent on me as the host to show it. So now, as you see, I have another option here that now says it's AJ's laptop, or the guest is wanting to share their screen. So I have to allow it, so which is still cool. So we can come on here, click show, and now we can see whatever they're presenting. So somebody could share on the other side, but whoever is hosting it still has the authorization to let it go or not. So that's cool. So that way somebody isn't just sharing something you don't want them to. Yeah. So, I mean, you also still have private chat, and it says nothing to see here. Let me see where this would go. So I would say, hey, folks, I want to see where this would go to. So I sent this, and if I cut back over to the laptop after I minimize this document here, and I see that there is a chat. So the private chat is between just the people who are on the stream through MelonApp. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so cool. Really like that. And like I said, I tried to do as best as I can to go through what I would use this for. And I think this is really cool for a suggestion, a good starter place for those ministries that say they don't have a lot of people, or they're having an issue with the technology. With this, you can get started with just the only thing you need to focus on is your upload speed. And then you don't really need a super serious computer, but the main thing is you can get a webcam, or you can get like a capture device, like a Cam Link, a UTAP, or one of those $20 capture cards that I reviewed that I'll link up here above, and then a DSLR, a camcorder, or you can get one of these DSLRs that work with a USB, and then MelonApp just will detect it because your computer is going to see it like it's a webcam. And that will allow you to get started without really needing a lot of stuff. I told you how you can use whatever. I use Worship Extreme, but you can use any presentation app to bring that stuff up. And I think that is really awesome. And I think this will allow so many more ministries to get involved, because yeah, I can do all of this for $1,000 before the traditional way, and especially with the ATEM Mini Pro, you can drop it down to maybe $800. But at this rate, getting a good camera, say you start with a Canon R800, which is around like $250, then you go with that $20 capture card, you're able to live stream for $300, and then maybe add in, especially if you get it early, you can sign up for the early bird version of MelonApp, and that's $15 a month. And boom, there you go. And you can have anybody that can be remote. They just got to connect with a webcam, or you can start it with a webcam. Either way, I just love all this innovation that has happened in kind of honestly a sad time, but so much innovation has come out because of people having to work from home, ministries needing to be shut down, and this has allowed new tools to come out to drop the entry level of live streaming, sharing a message throughout the world to your congregation, anything, making it so easy to do. So there's a link down below for a referral code if you are interested in signing up for MelonApp. Again, the early bird special is $15 a month. When it goes out of that, it's going to be $25 a month. But use the referral code below if you're interested in that, or just sign up for free if you just want to take it for a test spin. You can sign up because it's free. But if you want to have all those other features, you got to get pro, and go ahead and use that referral code below, and that will help you out, and that helps out this channel. Make sure if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and give me some ideas. How would you, based off of what you saw me do, how would you use this and implement this in your ministry? Would this be for full service? Maybe this is some form of interaction that you can have, kind of like a Bible study or just a round table, something like that. Also, let the people know back at MelonApp your suggestions on how you would add some features to this, because that's what they're looking for. Thank you so much, MelonApp, for allowing me to get access to this so I can kick the tires and check it all out. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Really appreciate what y'all are doing over there, especially what this can bring to my niche, churches and ministries, to help them reach people all over the world for an even lower cost than it already has been. So if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And I want to thank the patrons for making this video possible. Their name's on the screen right now, and you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button below. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.